Yeah. No wonder JR didn't want to come in and do the commentary after that shit.
This special international challenge match is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to our right, Seth Rollins' brother, Al Perez. By the way, Al Perez, footnote in history. You know, I get that on the one hand, you're like, man, I don't know about this Black Scorpion shit. This looks goofy as fuck. I think this could be a career killer. I don't want to do it. I'm out. But then he doesn't do it. And his career is deader than Kelsey's nuts anyway.
Speaking of a career being dead, check this out, would you? Nikita Koloff went from being super heel to a fucking flat top. All in the span of 2 years.
Arn left a 2-minute and 57-second message. I'm going to freestyle that's a butt dial.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, who leaves a 3-minute message unless he's trying to explain the blueprints that we saw of the Tower of Doom. Maybe he was running through the plan.
Or maybe he's just cutting a promo on, some of his best promos were 3 minutes in length.
I don't mean to say that if I was on that show with you and Tony Schiavone, that it would be the best podcast of all time. But if I could toot my horn for a minute, toot, toot. You see, when it comes to making fun of old shit that Jim Crockett booked, don't nobody do it better than Double A. You hear me?
That's it, buddy.
And when me and Tony get together, we're not nice guys. We don't wear white hats. But if you would give me your spot, Conrad, not Bruce's spot, not Bischoff's spot, not Flair's spot, but your spot, that I could take What Happened When to heights it hasn't ever been to before. That's right. People might actually listen. You see, you and Tony Schiavone have together developed a show that is so shitty, you have to convince people to give you money on Patreon. Cause you ain't selling no goddamn ads unless it's your for mortgage company or those stupid fucking shirts you sell. And the only reason people buy that shit is so Tony Schiavone will call him, and sometimes he's dumb enough not to block his number, and they just want to crank call his ass and set dog doo-doo on his front porch on fire and make Lois's drunk ass stomp it out. But it's not like she would even notice because all the goddamn dog hair.
Well, it's pretty true on all that shit that he just said. This match has absolutely no meaning to me at all.
No, it's in the worst spot ever. You know, there's such a thing as a popcorn match, and then there is a what the fuck are we doing with our lives match, and that's what this is. Right. You know, first of all, and I know it's not popular, but you look at Nikita Koloff from 86. I feel like I've said that a lot today, 86, but we just watched it last week. Nikita Koloff from 86 looks like the baddest motherfucker ever. And right here, he looks like a TV dad.
Yes.
Right here, he looks like he's an extra on Night Court.
Yeah, just absolutely went really, and I don't know if this was, back then, I guess guys, would control their own gimmicks to a certain extent. Their own look would come up with different things, but I guess he wanted to grow his hair like this, and the Crockett promotion said, sure, grow it out. What the hell?
He looked way more menacing bald, did he not?
Oh, Where's Richard Simmons in
That's exactly, I swear that's what I thought. I said, fuck, that looks like Richard Simmons.
Well, he's cheering Nikita Koloff on, I can tell you that.
Richard Simmons, there's a podcast. Are you in the loop on podcasting about Richard Simmons?
No.
Really?
No.
Huh. It's called Missing Richard Simmons. He disappeared, and that's what they're talking about.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He really disappeared?
Yeah. 2014.
He's been gone for 4 years.
Well, I mean, he broke his silence in 2017, but I mean, he was out of the public eye for a while.
Well,
it's sort of
I know how that is.
Yes. I mean, it's sort of a similar story. You disappeared, and then I brought your ass out and made you do a podcast.
And now you can't get enough of me, motherfuckers. Patreon.com/WHW Monday.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Ooh, Richard Simmons has the exact same haircut as great friend of the show, Sam Roberts. I'm not saying that they have anything else in common. Calm down. I'm just saying the fro action, white dude fro.
Yeah.
He's got it. I don't know why I didn't put that together.
There you go.
I just had a glance.
Separated at birth.
Not separated at birth. I mean, it's probably like his grandpa's age.
I think one of the more underrated guys in this match, if there's any underrated guy in this match, is Gary Hart.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, what a great promo. What an underrated talent. But again, you know, Nikita Koloff, Gary Hart, Al Perez, the Hall of Famer.
I know.
Your referee.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. And you know, is Ivan Koloff, God rest his soul, is he in the Hall of Fame?
I believe so.
Okay, well, that's good. That's absolutely good. As you can see, the fans are not cheering here at all. Had a couple of signs. Nikita Koloff is the Russian nightmare, but the fans don't give a fuck about this. Not at all.
No, I'm sorry. He's in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and he's in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame.
But he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, again, I think he will be. I think it's one of those
deals. He should be.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a world champion?
I think the issue lately has been he was suing.
Oh,
and so,
okay.
And I know that a lot of people are like, this shouldn't matter. I mean, you can't celebrate somebody's career and give them a live mic when you're in the middle of a fucking lawsuit with them.
No, you can't do. You're right. Absolutely.
But so he'll go in posthumously.
Okay. Well, good.
Or as my dad says, posthumously. Which I guess is technically correct. Hey, by the way, can I just tell you that, my dad last week had enough Coors Light when I was over at his house. He started saying, so tell me about this convention. And I started to tell him about it. And he said, so how am I getting paid in this? I had the same reaction he did. He said, I'm serious. Why don't I get some like Alabama guys together and we talk about football and you sell tickets? I was like, this is for wrestling. He's like, I can talk about wrestling. I got you to watch wrestling when you were a kid. I'm gonna do that podcast with you. And I was like, oh, you want to do the one with me and Bruce? He's like, fuck no, I'll do it with Tony. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, if Tony can do it, I know I can do it. Bruce has got all these impressions, and I mean, Bruce is funny. I mean, if you were going to do a podcast with a Schiavone, you should be doing it with his wife. What's her name? Lewis? I was like, no, Lois. He's like, Lewis is the funny one. You ought to be doing a show with Lewis.
You tell that motherfucking Larry Thompson.
I bet you wouldn't have to get people on Patron in order to give you money then, but you got to get them on that Patron. Tell you what, whenever I get your mama on Patron, well, that's why you're here, Roll Tide.
I hope this match is over. Oh, it's not. He kicked out. Why did he fucking kick out?
Because Al Perez is here to ruin our life. Al Perez. This is only an hour and 45-minute Clash of the Champions, but an Al Perez and Nikita Koloff makes you feel like it's WrestleMania 4. It's 4.5 hours.
Oh, absolutely brutal.
Oh, it's a slow match. Grab a fucking headlock. There you go.
Okay. Something else hit me about this show too, that we talked about. We saw last week on What Happened When 1986 and how great it was. And now we're watching this and it just doesn't feel the same. Do you know what's missing in all of this? Promos.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're not talking. You don't see Flair talk. You saw Flair talking a little bit to JR outside. You saw Ricky Morton talk a little bit inside, but that's it. You don't have any of the long promos that got you into it. And that's what's missing. That's what's missing today. Give me a damn promo, man. Talk me into my seat. Talk me into the building. Talk me into turning on that channel and watching you. Was that Beth Flair again down there at ringside?
I missed her. By the way, do you follow Beth Flair on Twitter?
No, not at all.
Don't.
Okay.
Because you just, I know you're like, I don't care about your politics.
Right.
I follow her and she's all about watching the network news.
Is she really?
Yeah. She's well informed on the things she cares about.
Yeah. So is Lois Schiavone.
I think Lois and Beth would get along fabulously. Can we make that happen?
No, we can't.
Why not?
No, we fucking can't.
What about if we did it on Patron?
No, I don't want to do that.
That's what I'm saying from now on, by the way. I'm going to say it
because
like
Beth would say, Tony went out with Rick all those times, and you know what Rick did, and Tony was with him. You damn well better probably Tony got involved in that shit too. And then I
remember Tony used to come over to the house and he'd say, Rick, smell my fingers.
And then Lois say, can we talk? And I say, no, we're not going to talk.
We haven't talked in 30 years. Why the fuck would we start now? Why don't you get Bonnie Steamboat on the line?
So no, Beth Flair and Lois Schiavone ain't getting together. Okay.
Yeah, we need to make that happen.
No, we don't need to make it happen, motherfucker.
Hey,
stop.
Did you ever meet Rick's first wife?
Yes, I met her at your house.
Oh, I forgot about that. I meant besides that.
No.
Because that's what I was going to say is, man, you want to talk about two total opposites. He went from one extreme to the other on 1 and 2 right there, boy. Woo. Yeah.
And of course I've only, met his wife, first wife very briefly at the Super Bowl party, but,
I didn't meet 3 or 4. Of course, 5.
Yes. I didn't meet 3 or 4 either, but which one of them beat him up?
I think it was 4. It might've been 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 4. 4 beat him up.
My God.
But at the same time, when we're saying beat him up, I mean, he was just selling,
Of course he was.
I'm sure, he flare flopped and,
of course he did.
Cause I mean, even now today, when he walks around the house, he's got tape on his fingers just in case.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure he tried to climb up on top of the couch and she grabbed him by the neck and he shook his head no. And she still threw him down.
Let's just fucking roll the credits. We're not going to.
And she threw him down in the middle. Okay. And he tried to beg off. And then she hit him and he probably fell face first. And she threw him up against the divan and he went upside down. Shit like that. There is Richard Simmons. Damn it.
It does look like him.
God, it does.
It has been, this is serious business now. It has been 30 minutes since I sent that email to Chris and I do not have a response yet.
Well, you and I are doing this late at night and most people sleep.
Yeah,
you do understand that, don't you?
You've given me a lead now since you've clearly messed me around and your son gave me false hope. I'm going to block his ass on Twitter. Oh man, look at there, the Russian sickle.
Well, who was that ran in the ring?
What do you mean? Who was that ran in the ring?
Who is that ran in the ring? Who's the guy in the black?
You're the commentator here. How do you not know who this is?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. It either looks like
it's Larry Zbyszko, dude.
That's Larry Zbyszko?
Yeah.
Larry was never that skinny.
Well, look at his face. That's Larry
that's him.
Face.
Okay. I thought Larry always had a little pot belly on him. That looks much skinnier than Larry.
Well, this is when he had been working for Vern. He couldn't afford to eat. So he came in skinny. AWA was wah, 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 wah.
Well, thank God for Larry to put into this match. Wouldn't you agree?
By the way, did you know that that's almost the name of Paul Heyman's ad agency? Paul Heyman's agency is called Looking for Larry.
Really?
Yeah. Which
I couldn't tell that was Larry Zbyszko. My God.
It was super funny to me because it's like you called fucking Nitro with him for 5 years.
Yeah, but he always had those shitty ass shirts on. I mean, that was always his gimmick, right? And now he's wearing all black here. All right. Winner, Nikita Koloff. Woo.